Good morning and welcome, everyone. Buen bonitos todos y buen bonitos and buenos dias. Welcome to a community dedicated to providing spiritual tools for living a happy and full life. My name is Karina Shear, and I am the spiritual director and founding minister here at the Center for Spiritual Living Puerto Vallarta. If you would like to join us for the live Zoom meeting, please contact me for the link and the password, or check our website, www.cslpv.org, and you'll find the link on both the landing page as well as on the page for the weekly talks. Let's just take a breath. Today is Sunday, November 10th, 2024. And we are continuing with our monthly topic, abundance. The topic for today is more buns to share. So at this time, I'd like to once again truly welcome everyone, including those that are new to our teaching and to our center here in Puerto Vallarta, whether you are on the live Zoom call or watching the replay at a later time. Here, we teach a philosophy that honors all faith traditions. So whatever path you are on, please know that it is the right one for you. No matter what your background is, also please know that everyone is welcome here. We value each and every one of you. Here, we teach a philosophy called the science of mind, and it's a teaching based on new thought and ancient wisdom, where we offer spiritual tools and principles to promote personal growth. And we honor diversity in all aspects so that we can see and appreciate the great oneness that already exists everywhere within everyone. When Dr. Ernest Holmes was asked to provide a concise definition of this teaching, he had replied that it is a correlation of laws of science, opinions of philosophy, and revelations of religion applied to human needs and aspirations. So each week, we offer a service with an inspirational message. And we will be continuing with our meetings in person, Sundays at noon at Café La Ventana. So please connect with me to confirm that you will be in attendance so we can be available to greet you. And then stay for some coffee and great conversation after with some like-minded people. Okay, so now, as we do each week, let's review together our purpose, vision, and mission statements. We have a grand purpose here, and that is to awaken and celebrate diversity and to love and serve our community. We do this by means of our vision, creating the life you desire. And this is supported by our mission to provide spiritual tools for personal growth and transformation. And more on all of these can be found under their own drop-down topic on our webpage. So sometimes life is like a community potluck. The question is, what seasoning consciousness are you putting into your dish? So this week, let's find out together as whether we can create more than enough flavor for all. But first, let me remind us all, tomorrow is November 11th, a day of remembering. Originally called Armistice Day, acknowledging the ceasefire of World War I on November 11th, 1918. It's a day for remembering those who served their country and those who died in war. In Canada, it's known as Remembrance Day, and in the United States as Veterans Day. It's symbolized by a red poppy, a powerful reminder of the cost of war and the importance of peace. Let us not forget. So, as we explore the ideas of abundance this month, we turn toward our outward relationships and how we approach the abundant universe that we live in. Let us start with a story of the abundant farmer called My Neighbor's Corn by Naren Kinney. It goes like this. There was once a farmer who grew excellent quality corn. Every year he won the award for the best corn. One year, a newspaper reporter interviewed him and learned something interesting about how he grew it. The reporter discovered that the farmer actually shared his seeds with his neighbors. How can you afford to share your best seed corn with your neighbors when they are entering the same competition as you each year? The reporter asked. Why, sir, said the farmer, don't you know? The wind picks up pollen from the ripening corn and swirls it around from field to field. If my neighbors grow inferior corn, cross-pollination will steadily degrade the quality of my corn. If I am to grow good corn, I must help my neighbors grow good corn also. And so it is in our lives. Those who want to live meaningfully and well must help enrich the lives of others, for the value of a life is is measured by the lives it touches. The quality of response and joy depends on the quality of thoughts and love we share and spread. And those who choose to be joyful must help others find happiness, for the welfare of each is bound up with the welfare of all. This story helps us to understand how nature is interconnected. Instead of fighting for this truth or fighting this truth, the farmer embraces it and recognizes how going with the natural flow benefits him. He sees the greater good that working together provides. Ernest Holmes said this, God wills us to have everything. As we express life, we fulfill God's law of abundance, but we do this only as we realize that there is good enough to go around, only as we know that all of God's gifts are given as freely and fully as the air and the sunshine, alike to all. So a world that works for everyone requires all of us to begin to understand our interconnectivity and reliance on the universe and nature. We are all part of an abundant universe. Yet we choose to focus on lack or limits to this abundance, or at least some of us do. Human nature turns toward competition for a limited supply instead of considering how working together we can create more for all. Remember the time that there was a toilet paper shortage for some, while others were hoarding a lifetime supply? There really was enough for everyone. Ernest Holmes said this, there is one source of everything in the universe, which takes the form of the supply we need when we need it. So that brings us to this discussion of stewardship. And stewardship is an ethic that embodies the responsible management and care of resources, whether they are natural resources, financial, cultural, or personal. At its core, stewardship involves taking responsibility for something valuable with the intention of preserving and enhancing it for future generations. It's about balancing current needs with the long-term well-being of the environment, community, or other assets entrusted to someone's care. Stewardship has often gotten a bad rap. Too often, it is seen as a fight over limited resources, instead of looking for ways to use the resources in ways that support the thriving of all. And Dennis Merritt Jones wrote this: as our individual abundance consciousness rises, it affirmatively affects the whole of humankind. When we are conscious of our oneness with an abundant universe and with each other, we are compelled to become change agents for good. This is when our generosity of spirit and our spirit of generosity merge and become a catalyst, guiding our actions, making the world a better place. So stewardship tells spirit that we are aware, grateful, and participating in the flow of abundance and prosperity. We do this by how we handle the resources that we have. Remember that lighting many candles from one does not diminish the light of the first candle. Well, you are that first candle. The farmer in the story that I shared chose to share his abundance with his neighbors. This sharing creates an increased abundance for both the farmer and his neighbors. If anyone has ever grown a vegetable garden before, you know that there's always an abundance of tomatoes and zucchinis. Who hasn't received a basket of zucchini at their front door from a neighbor? Well, growing up, we had a vegetable garden and fruit trees. We had 2 plum trees in our yard, which produced more plums than we could ever eat or give to Grandma to bake plum kuchen, plum cake. We had such an abundance of plums that we couldn't even give them away fast enough before they fermented. So we took advantage of that. Yes, we turned plums and water into wine. And here's another little story. An anthropologist proposed a game to the children of an African tribe. He put a basket full of fruit near a tree and told the children that whoever got there first won the sweet fruit. When he told them to run, they all took each other's hands and ran together. They all sat together, enjoying the treats. And when he asked them why they had run like that as one, normally one would think that you could have all the fruit for yourself. One of the children answered, "How can one of us be happy if all the others are sad?" So just think about that for a moment. Out of the mouths of babes, so much wisdom. Dr. Mark Hyman said this: the power of community to create health or anything else is far greater than any clinic, physician, or hospital. So in the farmer story, in the story that I provided, we recognized that, or the farmer recognized, his good is not limited by sharing it with his neighbors. It's multiplied. Sharing and abundance benefits us in so many ways, creating a ripple effect that enhances our own lives as well as those of others. So in his book, The Art of Abundance, Dennis Merritt Jones reminds us of this. Beyond everything you think you want, what you truly seek is quite basic: a life of wholeness, a life of peaceful satisfaction. The irony is that such a world already exists. You don't have to earn abundance. You have to learn how to accept it. So whether it's sharing material resources, knowledge, time, kindness, giving from a place of abundance fosters connection, fulfillment, and a sense of purpose. Healthy self-respect and self-interest do not conflict with a world that works with everyone. We can see ourselves as part of wholeness. With that awareness, we can make choices that support our good and know our good supports the whole. Robert Louis Stevenson wrote this: "Don't judge each day by the harvest you reap, but by the seeds you plant." So here's some things to think about this week. Ask yourself, where am I operating from a sense of lack and limitation? Where do I work from a sense of enough or more than enough? And just notice what your thoughts are and do your best to release judgment around both. Be aware of ways that small acts of sharing freely from your abundance can benefit others. And I'll leave you with this quote: "I am open and receptive to my highest good in mind, body, and financial affairs here and now." Which leads us to our affirmation for the week. Seeing the connection of all, I recognize my part in the thriving of all. And now it's time for news and updates at our center. If you are interested in learning more about the Science of Mind teaching, we offer courses via Zoom and in person. So connect with me or check our website to find out the details under its own drop-down section. And if you're still looking for the English practitioner studies, please let me know so that we can start one that is in alignment with your schedule. And let me know if there's any other specific course, a workshop, or even a book study that you would be interested in taking, and we can plan dates for those as well. And if you would like to have a one-on-one connection for spiritual mind treatment to assist you with whatever is going on in your life right now, please connect with me so that we can set that up. And if you would like to become a member of the Center for Spiritual Living Puerto Vallarta for this current year, as we do renew our memberships annually, or if you would like to be on our board of trustees, please contact me so that you can be sent the corresponding application. I'd also like to remind you to like and subscribe to our YouTube channel and our Facebook page. And now is our time for financially and mindfully giving financial support for our spiritual home. We rely on your support to continue our center here in Puerto Vallarta so that we can continue offering you this powerful teaching of the Science of Mind. We bless the financial gifts that you give, no matter the amounts. And your contributions are circulated with our tithing to our greater organization, which reaches out globally as well as locally. And we also tithe locally to the women's shelter here in Puerto Vallarta. Donations can be made using either PayPal or Tithely through our website, www.cslpv.org. www.cslpv.org. And you'll find the donate buttons on both the landing page as well as on the page for the replay of the weekly talks. Alternatively, if you still like to send in paper checks, you can do so by addressing them to CSLPV number 403 2125 Birch Road, Kelowna, BC, V1Y 8M1. So thank you for coming and sharing this time together. And let's continue practicing peace. We can each be a force for peace and nonviolence. Our words and our actions create ripples of peace all around us and beyond. Peaceful living includes acting with compassion, kindness, and consideration. And it also includes standing up against injustice. November 13th is World Kindness Day, and November 16th is the Transgender Day of Remembrance. Peace and love to all. Blessings. Namaste.